Welcome on into Three Bold Takes. Quinn, Freddie, and Chase. This is our second video of four. We're doing all four power conferences, like Freddie mentioned in the last one. No five this time. Shout out Pack 2. We're sorry that you are in the ground now. Anyway, but this time we're going to do the Big Ten, our top four teams that we believe can actually win the conference. Got to remember, guys, Oregon and Washington are coming over in this. I believe USC and Cal as well.
UCLA.
UCLA. My bad, guys. So I'm an amateur. Those four teams are joining the Big Ten this next year. Freddie, we're going to toss it to you first, brother. Who you got?
Yeah, so obviously, I think number one is a given, right? And that's Ohio State.
Come on.
After what they did in the transfer portal, they also got Chip Kelly. I'm going to say this now: if Ohio State does not win a national championship next year, it's time to fire Ryan Day. It's just time. There's no better chance than right now, I think, for Ryan Day to win a national championship. So that's my number
Yep.
one. Number two, I have Oregon coming into the Big Ten. I think they are set up better than any other team from the Pac-12 coming in to actually compete in the Big Ten. Guys, if you remember a couple years ago, Oregon went to Columbus, Ohio, and beat Ohio State. So they can compete with the big boys, and they will compete. So they're my number two. Number three, I've got Penn State. And I really wanted to put them there at number two, but I just couldn't. I couldn't do it. I think Oregon, Ohio State have a much better chance. But I'm going to go Penn State here. They only have to play one of the big two, quote unquote, between Michigan and Ohio State. They only have to play one this year. That's huge for them. Plus, there's no divisions. So that's also good as well. You're not fighting them two in the same division. Now, number four, I want to say I struggled with this one, and I kind of did, but it's Michigan at four. They've lost a ton from last year, so I don't think they're going to win the Big Ten or even have remotely close to the same results as they did a year ago. They have to play Texas in the regular season. That's unreal. So I had to slide them in at number four because who else are you going to put? Rutgers? I mean, no. Or Wisconsin? No. I think Michigan is going to have a better year than any other team besides the three above them in the Big Ten next year simply because of their Michigan. So, Quinn, on to you for your four.
Yeah, I'll start number one, Ohio State. Same logic as you, Freddie. I will say if Ryan Day makes a national title, loses a close game to like a Georgia or something, I don't think you fire a guy who's that close. You're talking about, I would say Georgia's the best program in football, even going into this season. So if you lose to them, that's one thing. But if you lose to anyone else, I don't think that's a good sign for Ryan Day. Anyway, Ohio State's number one. Number two, same logic. I'm going Oregon, then I'm going Penn State. One, two, three, identical. I just put a little bit more faith in Oregon than I do Penn State. Penn State keeps letting me down every season, so I can't put them all the way up at the tippy top. But at number four, I guess I'm just one of those crazy dudes because I'm putting Wisconsin as my number four team in the Big Ten for this season. I think we're going to see some actual good development out of Luke Fickell's team. And mainly, I don't think it's necessarily a huge slight to Michigan. Michigan fans will take it that way. You're coming off winning the national title. I think the reality is when it comes time to game day, you have to hold responsible for all of the things that the people before you did while getting none of the glory of all of the people before you. So you have the cheating scandal that just goes down for Michigan. They're going to have a target on their back every single weekend in the Big Ten play. People are not going to forget about that over one off season just because Harbaugh's gone and most of those players are gone. They're still going to want your head because you wear maize and blue. And the problem is you don't have hardly anything left from the magical last 3 year run that you've been on. I think they're going to take a lot of lumps this season and just barely miss out on being the number four team. So I wanted to go a little outside of the box. And when I was thinking about the teams who could be that outside of the box pick, you're looking at Wisconsin, you're looking at Rutgers, you're looking at USC, you're looking at Washington, and you're looking at Iowa. And of those five, the one I put the most faith in is Wisconsin. So give me the Badgers as my number four team.
Yeah, for me, Ohio State, of course, I don't like the lateral move of Will Howard, in my opinion. I don't think he's gonna be super Better than Kyle McCord from last year. I think he's going to be good, maybe a tad bit, but I don't think he's a game changer. So, but I do love the Chip Kelly addition. I do love Ryan Day. I think they've got to win it this year. They've got to. Two, Oregon. I love Dan Lanning, absolute mastermind. I think still young, and that's what you're seeing in some of his coaching decisions. So we're going to see how he does in the Big Ten with that. Has he learned from the couple mistakes against Washington and whatnot the last couple of years? Three is Michigan for me. They did lose a lot. Sharon Moore is up there, but they're still one of the three strongest organizations in the Big Ten for sure. And then four, Quinn, I love exactly where your head's at. I love the red. I'm in a huge favor of that. It's not Rutgers for me though. I'm going Nebraska. Give me the Cornhuskers. I'm absolutely buying into Matt Rule and Nebraska. You guys are going to laugh. I think this is going to be my North Carolina this year. They have a real easy schedule. They have a shot, guys, to start 5-0. UTEP, Colorado, Northern Iowa, Illinois, Purdue.
And then come mid-October, just like North Carolina, they'll crush your spirits.
Maybe because
Like,
in mid-October they play Ohio State, UCLA, USC, then Wisconsin. I
so
think
three losses. Got it.
well, no, I think the biggest problem there is Wisconsin, Ohio State for sure. But I'm buying into Nebraska. I think they have the opportunity to turn things around. Huge quarterback pickup, and that was their biggest problem last year. Is their offense could not get going with Jeff Sims. No offense, but Jeff Sims, man, was just not a quarterback. Was not great for them. But Dylan Raiola comes in, starts day one. I think this is a very good program. Is on the up and up. And you've seen Matt Rule, what he can do with programs. I can see a turnaround this year. Definitely. Maybe not the 11-0 Big 12 champions that he was when he's at Baylor, but I definitely think that he could do something well this year. So that's my four for me. I kind of wanted to throw Washington in, but they've lost a lot, and the coaching staff leaving. I think it's really tough to see where they fit year one in the Big Ten. So that's me.
What do you see happening for Penn State this season?
I think Penn State, there's a shot, but when you're looking at how do you win the Big Ten, I think they're still going to be there. They're still going to lose to that one big team, in my opinion. Because I think it's Ohio State, if I'm not mistaken. Is it not, Fred? Is it? I think they still lose that game because, as we all expect, Ohio State should win out, basically, should be undefeated during regular season play. And so I think Penn State loses there. And I don't think they make the Big Ten championship game, in my opinion. I think that's the problem here. Because it's going to be one of the top three for me, either Oregon or Michigan playing against Ohio State in that game. So I think that's why Penn State doesn't even have a shot, in my opinion. But
you think Nebraska has more of a shot than Penn State?
Always, because I'll say here, hashtag Penn State hater, hashtag Chase is Penn State hater. And I'm gonna keep that there. I'm gonna wear it. So yeah, I'm not a Penn State believer this year at all. Go Cornhuskers.
Look out for a sneaky good game for Penn State, though. I think they play West Virginia week 1. I think that'll be a sneaky good game there. Early in the season. West Virginia coming off a great season last year that nobody expected them to have. So,
yeah. Well, guys, I think that's going to be it for our Big Ten breakdown for our top 4 teams that we think can win the conference, guys. For Freddie, for Chase, and for Quinn, 3 bold takes. We're out, guys. Thanks for watching.